Friends, family, fans, welcome back to another episode of Back Nine Bet / Back Nine Birdies. We've got a wonderful guest on the show, the host of Tap In Birdie, the writer at Odds Checker, and the Open Championships bookie wrecker, Brian freaking Kirschner. How the hell are you doing, my buddy?
Pleasure. Glad we could chat tonight. I kind of feel like, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, I remember you put out a tweet on your Jets account like, hey, I kind of want to do this golf betting thing. Like, should I start my own account for it or do this? And I was like, dude, start your own account for the golf betting, different from your Jets fandom one. I follow both, fan of both. So I'm glad to see you with great following, with a great show, and putting out some great content every week.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, just living in the draft of what you and the others in the industry are doing, kind of just tailcoating y'all. But it's been fun to see everybody growing in the golf industry and kind of doing their thing. You know, it's been really fun to be a part of this, right? And the golf industry it's probably one of the least toxic industries out there. Like, I think sometimes the NFL can get a little sassy. People can get a little frisky out there, but golf's just a big old community. We're all just trying to join and grow. So it's just been a great time. And the funny thing is, this show is brought to you by rotoballer.com, but we also both bet spurters. So it's kind of like a little mini overlap situation.
Yeah.
What Tap In Birdie is also brought to you by BetSpurt. So
yeah,
a little, mixy matchy type situation. So if you guys are interested in joining rotoballer.com, use code Maniac, 10% off, all that jazz. And then we're going to dive into the Fortinet, chat about that for a little bit, talk about some outrights, and then kind of chat about the Bulls and goddamn Jets, baby. So that's going to be a fun time at the end of the show. I've got some props, and I think Brian's also got some fun bets for you there. So shall we get into the mix here? What are you kind of eyeing out for a kind of a course setup? What kind of golfers you're looking at, blah, 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 all that jazz.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough, first event of the season. This field is pretty bad, to be honest. It's like pretty terrible in every single regard. So I honestly think that if Max doesn't win, which I don't think he will, and JT doesn't turn into like 2021 or 2020 JT, then I think we'll be good. I think we'll have some runners, to be honest, because it's wide open once you get past Max. But, I think it's a moderate scoring course, which is always nice. You don't have to go super, super low. Elite ball strikers, always going to be a thing. Some good POA putting, but I don't think it's like a Wyndham or like a Tour where there's like a super super set recipe to win. I think really anyone is kind of live here.
Yeah, I think so too. And I was kind of like taking a look at the last few leaderboards, and man, dude, the amount of guys that had to putt well, had to kind of just find themselves at the top there. So guys I have are guys that have to at least gain some sort of strokes putting, because I know you got one guy I'm going to really bash a bit, but I do like what he can get up to, and he kind of breaks my model all the time, so it's going to be quite fun. So you're drinking a soda water, I'm also drinking water. It's kind of like got a little Crow limoncello, dude. This is the
too
best
sweet
flavor
for me.
Limoncello LaCroix,
I don't like it,
dude. It's easily the best LaCroix flavor there is out there.
I hard disagree. I love LaCroix. I'm drinking Polar right now, but I'm a big fan of LaCroix. I mean, I like the key lime. I like the lemon. I don't like the lemon. I like the lime, and I like the orange. Those are like my kind of three flavors I like. But the limoncello, I've tried it. It's just way too sweet. It feels like I'm having like a candy or something. So I'm kind of out on it, to be honest.
It's got a bit of a vanilla-y flavor to it. It kind of reminds me of lemon shots, lemon drops. Yeah. And
so are you boozing later? I know you enjoy a lager.
No, I'm doing a sober September, so I'm pretty
nice. That's awesome, man.
It's, with Ragbri and things like that, my liver took a massive beating. I was pretty much drinking every day for 7 days straight, biking across Iowa 500 miles. So that was, enough torture for my body to deal with.
And you enjoy it. I could be mistaken, but I believe you enjoy a nice lager when you pod.
Oh, bro. I can drink any beers out there are my baby. Love a good porter, love a good stout, just those kind of things. But
I unless it's for work, I don't drink during the week. It's very tough for me to go into work the next day, even having like 3 beers. Like, I feel it. And I just don't feel good and I don't want to work. Not that I don't feel like I'm hungover. I just like don't want to work and I'm tired. So no weekday beers for me really ever. That's actually why I have to cancel TIB tomorrow. I have some work event. So it's not for my not love of the event. It's just we got some other obligations.
Priorities, man. You know, we growing up, you're getting older now. I can understand, you know, the body's taking a little while to get. You'll get there, BK. Eventually, it's going to be where it's like, oh, you got to really pick and choose your battles with the beer, otherwise it can really get you. So yeah. So let's dive into this top of the board. Yeah, I've got my little kind of thing that I try and use to identify who I'm going to be betting this week, kind of thing, and try and find an edge on some guys. You know, I'm the model maniac. This is how I do things. We've got to have a model on the show. We can pop it in and out as we go. But Max Homa is sitting at 750 at the top of the board. I feel like we can just chat about him right off the bat. Yeah, just see how you feel. Is he going to win this thing?
No. Nope.
Is it
no
7.5 to 1?
He shouldn't have won it last year. He's not going to win. It's very, very, very hard to win 3 in a row. It's very hard to win 2 in a row. He's not winning this year. I think he's got other things on his mind. He shouldn't have won last year. Max is a great player. I think he's going to be big in Rome, but he's not winning this week.
No. And also, I don't know, like Zach Johnson's flying. These guys are teeing it up at the Ryder Cup. Is it next week?
No, it's in a while. It's September 29th.
Yeah. So, okay, it's a little hot minute because I was like, what are these guys doing flirting back and forth with these flights? So we've got a few of the Ryder Cuppers in here, including the captain himself, which we will get to later down the board. But yeah, 7 single bullet range for me is no dice for Max. I don't think, you know, at a course like this, I think it's going to get deep under par. And you know, the deeper it gets under par, the more people are in the mix, right? Because the more birdies get made, all the putting and that. But he's a good putter. That makes a lot of sense, blah, blah, blah. Justin Thomas, 16 to 1. Very deserving of that number, as we can all agree upon. Not really.
Do you think, like, what do you like? Do you think he's going to play well this week?
I think he's going to finish 15th in a field like this. I think I tweeted out earlier, like 2/3 of this field is losing strokes on average.
Yes. No.
Like, and he's gonna not finish inside the top 10. I don't think he's not gonna make enough putts. With everyone with a wedge in their hand, I think it's gonna be difficult. And dude, the guy's traveling to South Africa to try and win a tournament down in freaking the Nedbank Challenge, you know, down there, my neck of the woods. So I just don't see him doing anything.
Is that next week?
It's in December sometime. I think he's committed to that, you know, for the.
I thought it was like before the Ryder Cup. I was a bit worried.
No. He's not flying to Africa before the Ryder Cup. That's a risky move, if you ask me. You don't want to be.
What are your thoughts on Figs?
Oh, dude, I like this course. You know, I think he can really get away with kind of relying on what he does best and scrambling and just kind of doing his thing. I think it's going to be fun to watch him do it. But dude, based off what he got up to end the season, it was looking rough. Man, it was looking rough.
Yeah, I hate Thigala this week. I think 18 to 1 is a horrible bet, in my opinion. Like, I'm just not paying 18 to 1 on a guy that I literally don't know the last time he was like in contention to win a tournament. And like, I don't really know what he does well. Like, he's not elite off the tee at all. Like, scrambling short game, I think, can only get you so far on this course. So I would maybe think about it like 30, 18 to 1. I'm very out. And like I said, like, I kind of want as many bullets as possible. So I don't want to constrict myself with my card and bet someone at 18 to 1. Like the Gala.
Yeah, I agree. And also at that number for his first win, which for the most part, anyone we're betting is going to have their first win pretty much for them, you know, but at that number, it's going to be kind of tough to get to. You know, the numbers said it's not really worth it that way. And the form just hasn't been there, dude. The guy got off to an incredible start of the year. You know, that just rattling off top 10s in big events. And then he kind of just lost the plot. And it's kind of interesting to have, I think that's what Scotty's done so well, is to have just maintained that consistency throughout the year, dude. It's just been so great. Because Rahm went through a phase and then he plateaued. Rory sucked at the beginning of they pretty much handed the baton to each other. So I'm out on him. Next up, we got Cam Davis, who I don't know, like at 25.
Like look, because I like Jaeger. I bet Jaeger a lot. So I kind of feel obligated to bet him. And it's like Ryder Cup snub season. Like last year, a bunch of guys that were snubbed from the President's Cup team just rattled off wins. So it's a thing, 100%. So I kind of like that. But also, it's Stefan Jaeger. And he's like a mid. Like, it's hard for me to shit on Thagala at 18 and bet Yags at 25. It's tough. So, gun to my head, I would bet Cam Davis over Jaeger at 25.
Okay. And if gun to your head, Thagala Davis, 25-18?
Yeah, definitely Cam Davis. I like Cam Davis. I bet him at the BMW. He had a good stretch to end the season, and he just kind of had an average BMW. But I don't know. I hopefully that form's still somewhere. I really don't hate it 25 to 1 on him. He's won on the PGA Tour. And like, again, he has an elite skill set where I don't think Thagala really does. So it's kind of tough. But I like Cam Davis over Jaeger. I'm probably going to pick one of them to bet. But again, it's pretty tough for me to get to Jaeger at 25.
Yeah, it is. And Jaeger is similar to a guy that we're going to talk about next, who's Eric Cole, 35 to 1. He is a very interesting character because Jaeger and Cole, to me both, I was taking a look at Cole's round by rounds. Round 1, incredible. And then it just...
First round leader.
Absolutely going to fire a first round leader bet on Eric Cole for sure. I've got him at 35 to 1. I just feel like at some point, because I've been looking at these round by rounds, and I said, round 1, amazing. Round 2, okay. Round 3, substandard. Round 4, kind of shit. Like it literally goes down as he plays the tournament. And that's not what you want, right? You want a guy that's going to be climbing the leaderboard as the week goes along. And he kind of just falls down it as it goes along. And each weekend, there's one round that just ejects him from the tournament. But I felt like 35 wasn't terrible for someone that can really roll in a lot of putts. Fresh start. I mean, Jesus, this guy played what? 12 straight tournaments? Yeah. If you include the one that he won that 35K and gave it to charity in some random place. He was just playing far too much golf. So I think he's had some time to chill out maybe. I don't know if he comes back and shits the bed because he hasn't played 12 tournaments in a row. But I think he's a pretty nice bet for me this week. So he's my first guy I've got. Thoughts on Cole?
I like him. Again, like I think he's a pretty safe play. Like my concern with him is that again, I think he's just like a really like I think people are blinded by how often he finishes top 20. Like it's kind of tough for me to see him like going out and winning a tournament. But it's tough for me. Like I think he'll finish T15, and he could definitely be in the mix here. But I don't know. I have a little bit of a trouble getting him in the outright market.
I agree, and I have that. Like I literally laid the biggest case why not to bet him before I even started speaking about him, right? And the point about that though is we're playing in a tournament that someone has to win. If it's not Max Homer, it's not Thagala or JT. Someone's got to win this fucking thing, dude. So it's like, what are we going to do here? Someone's got to do it. And hopefully, the chips fall correctly because I'm running kind of sexy right now. I cashed a massive UFC ticket. You see that thing?
You had Strickland?
Oh my God, dude. I had Strickland because I'll put it out there. I had the exact same parlay that Uncle Weezy does. That guy's a beast in MMA. So I followed that and I did Izzy on the other side of that. So it was like a $200 payout on a $20 bet. So I just did the only way I thought Strickland could win it was by decision because he wasn't going to knock Izzy out. He could have done it in round 1, didn't do it. And then he went all the way to the end. And that was.
So what did you win? $200 or more?
No, I turned my $10 into $1,200.
Let's go, dude.
I know, dude. I just like, I bet I won more in one UFC fight than I did the whole last year on outrights.
That's tough. That's tough.
It was. Yeah. I had a horrible season. So looking to parlay that into some really good form going into.
You got a bankroll, so you don't like if you lose this week, it doesn't count because you had money. Yeah,
and I also hedged out on the other thing with Strickland at just straight up 540.
Got it.
So it was a good night for me. Watching UFC and watching a fight that has to go the distance is brutal, dude. Because 25 minutes of hell.
And then also, like in UFC, the refs can just fuck you.
Yes, I know the refs
It's
and
like
the judges.
it's so
The judges
subjective. That's what I mean, not the
Yeah.
refs, the judges. Like they could absolutely fuck you. So it's not like you're betting on golf where there's you're in control of the person. Like there's no outside forces. In UFC, there's a lot of really bad decisions.
Oh my God,
So yeah, I'm glad that wasn't an issue for you.
that was easy. It's easily one of the things you have to appreciate about golf, right? Because NFL there's refs, golf there's not. UFC there's refs, you know, all that jazz. So very, very nice. You got to appreciate that if you are a golf bettor. Let's see if an Andrew Putnam 40-1 wakes you up, BK. I think
I was gonna ask you, like, is he popping in the models?
I have got about 15-20% of putting on. Like I said, all my guys are going to be guys that can absolutely get.
So is this a course where putters have done really, really well? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know. Like I was just looking at the top of the leaderboard, and it's like no one was losing strokes at the top of the board. So
okay, I mean that usually
it's usually the case. But I just felt like if Max can
he's
win
been good. Honestly, I might be in.
And his iron play has been pretty solid lately too, dude. If you take a look at what his irons have done, they've been pretty nice. I think he's primed to do something dirty here soon. And old Putties is, I mean, he started off, almost won the Sony. It's a little short, little course. You know, I think accuracy over distance at this venue is going to be imperative for me. So sign me up for a guy that's been, dude, over the last 24 rounds, you know, I guess he's second in approach in this field.
Yeah.
Which is
for
Andrew Putnam.
He's been very he's never been like super good here, but he's just been like consistent. I'm kind of in at 40.
Yeah, 40 is a solid number.
Like 10th at BMW, 5th at Memorial, like hadn't really missed a cut.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I really don't hate it at all. I might
What more do you need me? I mean, he's one of, on any given day, he can be the best putter in the field.
Yeah.
And he's also entering the field the week as the second best iron player. Now,
and he's won California before.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
and he was a snub from the Ryder Cup team.
Okay. Yes.
So I feel like those are three kind of dynamite reasons. I might be in on Andy Putz.
Yes. Let's go, dude.
All right, I'm in on Andy Putz.
Let's go. Yes. Nice. So that's that's the first of two overlaps that we've at least got now. So that's good. Glad you got fired up on Andrew Putnam. The guy's going to putt lights out. His iron play has been great. One thing I do want to mention to people before we go on to the next guy is make sure that you're not relying on too much like recent form. What do you think about recent form versus like baseline after a bit of a layoff?
I don't know. You can't. There's gonna be guys in bad form to end the season play well, and guys in good form to not play well. Like I don't think you could really throw it. Like I don't think it really matters that much. I wouldn't look too much in it either way. I would just bet guys you think can play well at this specific course.
Absolutely. I agree too. Just course fit, whatever makes sense. Andrew Putnam, sign us up 40-1.
Yeah, I'm in.
Dude, that's just money ball central oil there. Next guy I've got, Ches freaking Reevy, dude. The Cheddar Chesy.
Another Barracuda winner.
Is that what? Who was the first?
Putnam
Putnam won the Barracuda? Yeah. Perfect, dude. Exactly. So I think
Cali guys.
Hell of a putter at some point. And this is exactly what I was getting to. Is Ches, dude, he had like a putting resurgence, and then he just lost his shit on the greens to end the season. But his iron play has been, he could easily at any point lead the field in approach this week. And we're on a shorter course. Accuracy is important. I think that suits his game quite nicely. And off we go. So I like Ches at 55. That's a pretty solid situation. And also one other thing I wanted to mention, kind of just letting the people know what's cooking here in my life. I've halved the amount I'm betting on like an actual outright, and I'm starting to follow the Jers way, the U way, the T5 situation. I'm sick and tired of getting so close and finishing second and losing all my money.
You're betting.
I'm done with this nonsense.
Are you betting less to win and putting that on a T5?
Correct. I'm going to bet the same amount as I normally do, but I'm just halving the amount I do it on to win, and then I'm going to bet the other half on the top 5. I'm fucking sick and tired of watching a guy finish second and not get rewarded for it.
I don't know if I love that, to be honest. Like, it's tough for me to say because I don't do it, but I think it's tough because any given week, it's so easy for us not to have a guy in the mix. And when that happens, it's like, all right, like it's just like any other week, like it's okay. And I like to win a decent amount on the actual outright, so I wouldn't want to cut back on that. But if you run the numbers and that you had a bunch of guys finish T5, then
It was pretty much every other week, dude.
Yeah, no, then I understand. I personally just don't do that strategy, but I don't hate it. It's just I like to win a decent amount of my outright, so I don't want to take away from that. And I just don't want to get wiped on two fronts, if that makes sense.
No, that's fair. I can vibe with you on that. And who knows how long it lasts for. I'm just going to start. Maybe I'll give it a bash in the fall swing, see what happens, and then we go. But got old Dave Miller saying Deontay Hardy first tutty. Let's drink 40-1. I love a big outright bet, basically for a first touchdown leader, first tutty of the game. We'll see. I don't know. That's going to be Jet special teams. We'll see what happens there, but we'll leave that till the end of the show. Scooting on down our players. Yeah, we got you. We're going to talk about your guy next. The homeless Hubs, the Mark Hubbard, one of the funnest persons to follow on Twitter. One of the funniest stories I saw him share on Twitter was when he said that he got so blackout drunk the night of, was it the Wyndham, when we had, who was it, Austin Smotherman that had that putt on 17 to pretty much cut like 17 people out of the cut, and it was remaining over the night. And then Hubbard said, okay, I'm getting blacked out tonight because the golfing gods are going to make sure that I get punished because Smotherman's going to let us all in. The +1 guys are going to be in on the cut because I'm going to be so hungover, and it landed up happening. So talk to me about Hubs. He's your guy, 60-1.
I'm not really sure he's good at golf, but he's played this event dating back to like 2013. He's popped this year. He's had, some good events. He's it's not like he's never been in contention. He was in contention at the Canadian Open, 6th at John Deere. He's a miscut or contend guy, and I just think that he can contend, and it would be the same again if he missed the cut versus finishes T6. So I don't have super high expectations from him. I'm not going to bet him top 20 or anything, but Hubs, he's played well here, and his form kind of fell off, but he's an elite. He can be an elite iron player. So why not? 60-1, I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, that number on him, dude, he's one of the most underrated iron players in the world. He doesn't hit it very far. For someone that doesn't hit it that far to be that good of an iron player is really impressive. And I think, like to hang with Rory at the RBC, he was pretty much wasn't afraid of the spotlight or the highlights and things like that. So he's due. It's just whenever he's been in the mix, he just really hasn't got it done. But you can say that about like freaking 99% of people on anyway, right? Like that.
And I don't know. Like, I don't think you have to gain like 3 strokes. Like, I think if he's just positive off the tee, like I think he can play well. Like, I don't think he needs to gain like 3 strokes off the tee, which I don't think he's capable of doing. But I think it could be just a good spot for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, and dude, if he wins this thing, we're going to see some seriously fun videos afterwards, right?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, we got to root for that kind of stuff. I love Hubs, one of the best iron players in the field by a landslide. So absolutely love going to him. And then speaking of somebody that's also kind of really interesting, who at one point was one of the best iron players on the PGA Tour to start off the year, and I think he went 7 or 8 birdies in a row at the Mayakoba.
Yes,
was Nick Hardy, where he went on this run where he was just gaining over a shot per round on approach every single round. Like, it wasn't averaging one. He was just doing it. He was just getting it done every single round. And now that's not happening anymore, but he's doing it with the putter. So he's just all of a sudden changed his whole profile, and he identifies as a putter now. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully after a little bit of time off, we can get the ball striking back and he keeps that putter rolling. But as Murphy's Law would have it, he's probably going to show up with ball striking brilliance and just lose 3 strokes on the greens this year. So what do you think about Nick Hardy? I think, he won the Zurich with
he has more PGA Tour wins than Cam Young and Tommy Fleetwood. So, I mean, he's a winner. He can be clutch down the stretch. I don't have any huge opinions on him. Like, I think he could probably finish like 215, but I'm not super confident. And Nick Hardy to be a 2-time PGA Tour winner. I just don't see it.
Yeah. But again, Brian, who's going to finish 14th and in?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Like a lot of bad golfers.
I know. Like that's what I'm trying to like figure out is what on earth are we? Who's going to win this thing and how?
And I really don't know if I really am. I don't know who's going to win, to be honest. Yeah. Like if it's not Max, I think I would be pretty surprised by anyone. Like there's no vets in the field.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if like Zach Johnson wins this thing, like just the week before.
That would be pretty funny. So, you know? I don't think there would be any precedent for that. But I want to see, because I think the rightful winner of last year's Fortinet was Danny Willett, obviously.
3-putt
should have won. There was really nothing that could have pointed you to him playing well there. Short game. He wasn't doing anything before. Like, and I don't believe he had any missed his cut at the prior 2 Fortinets and wasn't in any sort of form, had no good finishes, and then he just basically should have won. So there's going to be someone like that this week where it's just like nothing could have pointed you to this guy.
Yeah, it's going to be fun because I think, unfortunately, there's not going to be like when the Sandersons is – when's the Sandersons?
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Yeah, it would be ideal if it was like the following week because this is the week to overreact to like 4 rounds of golf because the guys have had some time off. Something clicks with the coach. The coach just told him, dude, look, what have you been doing? I've been telling you to do this. Now you finally go see him and he tells you, okay, fix this shit. Let's go. And Danny shows up and wins or loses the 40 net. Like, I think that can happen. And to me, the same thing as Nick Hardy.
Yeah.
Sam Ryder, also.
I kind of like Sam Ryder.
Yeah, 66-1 in this field. Sam Ryder out in California again. He almost won the Farmers. And the guy was leading the PGA Tour in putting for a very long time until he just totally forgot how to putt. And now he's decided, you know what? Fuck putting. I'm going to become one of the better iron players in the field.
He's been fucking on approach.
Yes, dude. So now if you just merge those two together, he's got that in him. He's got the putting. He can be the best putter in any field. And now he's currently dialing it in with the putter, with the irons. So 66-1 in this field. If Sam Ryder walks off this course winning this thing, I would not be surprised whatsoever. What say you?
I mean, he's gained over 4 on approach in his last 4 starts. Like, he's found something with the irons. I don't hate it, to be honest. I kind of like it.
It's a delightful number.
I might
66 in this.
I think I'm not betting Cam or Yags. I'm just gonna try and bet as many people as possible.
Exactly. Started 35, started 40. Yeah. 55, whatever.
Yeah, I might start with Todd and just go from there.
Yeah, baby. So you're not in Sam Ryder world. I think
I could be
66, dude. I don't know. Bet365. They obviously kicked me off. I didn't even get a burn through all my free bets they gave me. They pretty much shut my ass down. So I don't know what's out there for you, but 66 is a very fair number in a field like this. That, like, once again, 2/3 of the field has been losing strokes pretty much the entire last 50 rounds. So. I love the guy at 66-1. Sign me up. He can on any given day be the best iron player or the best putter in the field, which is exactly what wins tournaments.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, cool. Done. Good. All right. Next up on the board, 70-1 for me, 66 for you. Our boy Peter, the Quest machine.
I mean, you want to talk about elite upside and elite talent? It's Peter Quest. I mean, this guy is an electric factory. Just bomb at 350 down the fairway, have 110 in, put it in the bunker, 3-putt for a double. Like, this is what you got to expect with the guy. But he's a lead off the tee. He can gain putting. Sometimes he's absolutely terrible with the putter. But I was always going to bet Peter Quest here. And I think he's a fantastic talent. I think he can hang this week.
Absolutely. And I think he's one of those guys that kind of got done in a little bit by trying to really capitalize on playing PGA Tour golf. I think he played 6 straight tournaments and then kind of just fizzled out towards the end. But was really, the Rocket, the guy could almost won the Rocket, had Ricky not. But, imagine imagine Peter Quest won the Rocket instead of Ricky. What world we'd be living in now? I think, we would never have Ricky on the Ryder Cup team. All of the staring into the heavens photos and all that jazz. So Peter did one for this, did a solid for the community and let Ricky win that one, and so did Colin. But I think Peter's got a good chance this week, man.
I'm in. I think he can mix.
Yeah, I think so too. And again, someone's got to win this thing.
Someone's got to win, and it's not going to be Max. So you might as well just go for it.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be fun. And how many rookies won last year?
None. Not a single rookie won last year.
It was just, please show up with experience or don't even bother trying kind of situation last season. So maybe, that kind of changes this year, especially with this fall swing, because this is the first time we're going to really be getting some bad fields because of the FedEx Cup situation, right?
Yeah.
Cool beans. So, all right, jumping on down. Is there anyone you want to talk about before we get to your next guy at 90-1? Is there anyone before the U machine that you want to chat about?
Isn't it kind of like who in this field, whose odds surprised you? KH Lee 80-1. That, I'm not saying it's a good bet. It's just KH, not that anyone's ever thought he's super elite, but this is a 2-time PGA Tour winner. And this feels absolute dog shit, and he's 80-1. How bad has KH Lee been?
That's a very good point, dude. I don't know what's KH Lee's situation.
I got it up right here. So his last 9 starts are miscut, T72, miscut. So something's up with KH Lee right now. I'm not sure what it is.
I don't know, dude. What does TPC Silverado Spawn Resort Inn sound like to you? If we can,
I don't know if it's a TPC course.
No, it's not. I'm just making it a really long,
yeah, sure.
But there's 4 par 5s, which is basically what a TPC course is.
Yeah, no, but he's bad.
Yeah,
he's pretty bad.
No, it's not good to see him down there. I think CT Pan for me is an interesting situation because he came back after being off for a while and almost freaking won the one that Jay did, the AT&T. He was right in the mix there and almost could have done that. But we kind of skipping over a few guys here. But Bezzy as well at 66. No. I think at the Players, when we realized he changed coaches and just started balling out with the irons, and then just decided at the same time. It's so crazy seeing these guys improve in one area of their game and then just completely neglecting another part of their game that's typically been their best strength all the time. You see someone improve and then their putting just sucks, like for Bezzy. The guy just can't make birdies. One stat I want to see on tour, Brian, is birdie putts made and par putts made. Because I think Bezzy, Fitz, Scotty, those kind of guys, I think their make rate on par putts would be of footage. It doesn't a par or birdie putt can be of any distance. But I think if you put Bezzy over a 12-footer for birdie, it's probably a 33% make rate. And if you give Bezzy a 12-footer for par, it's a 66% rate. I just think it's just a totally different mindset to have. So I don't know. Golf is a weird game, dude. People do dumb and
I fucking hate it, honestly. I'm so bad.
Oh, dude. You know what would be hilarious is to see what my 9 splits would be, because I shoot pretty much close to level par on the back 9 every single time I play and shoot in the 40s pretty much every time I play the front 9.
Do you hit the range before or what?
No, I show up 10 minutes before. And
you should probably hit the range before.
Yeah, well, you're leaving from work and then going straight to a golf course. So that's the life you live. But even in college, dude, I would, my first round would be in the 80s and then my second round would be I'm not Eric Cole. You never bet a first round lead on me.
Okay.
But bet me mid-tournament. Talking about boys that can absolutely ball strike it. Let's talk about Kevin Yu. Guy breaks my model. I have to adjust this guy's stats all the freaking time because
he's bad in it.
No, he will be second or first with Rory McIlroy in the freaking model. The guy's ball striking numbers are bizarre. Makes tons of birdies, but somehow just doesn't manage to get it done. So talk to me about Kevin. He's your guy at 90-1.
Yeah, I think he's just a feast or famine, T5 or miscut, elite off the tee. He can pipe it. He can get hot with the irons. He either putts amazing or putts terribly. It's just a very volatile player that I'm just kind of looking for this week, 90-1. Like, that's kind of an easy play. I still like him at 80. You could get him at. Bit of a discrepancy. Some books have him at like 65-1. They know what he's up to. They know that he can pop. But yeah, Kevin Yu, love it. Like feast or famine, like T5 or miscut.
Yeah. And I think he has a top 10 at Pebble last year before he
broke his knee. He was good at Pebble. He's a huge California guy. Everyone knows it.
My card's full, but I was eyeing him out.
You're not on you.
I'm not on you.
Okay.
You on you.
All right. Fine. He's kind of my guy. I wish you could have been on it, but it's all good, man.
I mean, 90-1, maybe I'll do it behind the scenes, but won't post it. But
yeah, maybe first round leader. I like him first round leader.
Yes, I like him too. That makes a lot of cool.
Hell yeah.
In 100%. And then another guy, I think that's a very good first round leader bet as well as an outright at 90-1. Old nasty Nate hits it straight, pounds of greens. And he's putter also typically a good ball striker. The putter's been showing a bit of a resurgence.
Almost one pebble. Like
Cali guy kind of thing. 90-1 in a field like this, bunch of jabronis. I'm fine with it. The form hasn't been there, but just looking at his normal profile over the years, I think he really kind of suits this course, especially with the way he's been putting lately. So I don't mind a little Nate Lashley, especially on again, all of these guys are just not very long off the tee. They kind of just doing their thing.
Nate Lashley's a bomber?
No, he's not. He's a pop gun dude.
I think you're mistaken.
No, Nate doesn't nearly hit it far enough.
Okay. All right.
Dude, that's why he does so well at Pebble, because he just pounds drive all the time and just.
Nate Lashley is above tour average in distance. Like I'm positive.
In this field, he's 80th in distance.
That's wrong. It's just not true. It's Nate Lashley. He won the 3M.
He doesn't hit it far. He doesn't. Okay. That's what he's just.
All right.
He just gets his thing done. That's what small greens. Give him a small green course with, you have to be accurate.
Small greens this week?
I have no idea. But I know they pound a bunch of green in regulations more than normal.
Okay.
Okay. So give me straight Nate, or the bomber Nate, whichever edition of him wants to show up, and
either way,
and off we go. So I love him at 90-1, but maybe should have gone with Kevin Yu instead. But last guy we got for the outright card, we're kind of doing an expeditionary kind of a situation. We're not really talking about too many other guys, but we've got some Jets Bulls to talk about before the game even starts. So we got to get through this pod. You got Justin Lower at 150-1, BK. Why on earth is he on your card?
He finished T3 last year, and he's 150-1.
Sweet.
Like, that's it. Like, that is
it.
Legitimately it. Like, I'm not even overthinking. Like, he played well here last year, and he's 150-1.
Money. Yep, simple as that. And can putt lights out, dude. So,
yeah.
I don't mind that.
He made an eagle to make the cut at the 3M. You like that? I mean, what more could you really want? To be honest,
talk about being clutch as balls, dude. That's exactly what you're looking for. That's exactly what you're looking for. Making the eagle on at the 3M
to make the cut.
To make the cut. That's
you just can't you just can't measure the heart that takes.
All right. So what's your favorite? What's your favorite of the guys you've spoken about so far?
I mean, I cannot say with a straight face, like, yeah, this guy's gonna win because they're all losers. I'll go Kevin Yu.
Kevin Yu. Okay. Kevin University. Yeah. I like Kev, dude. Maybe Jesus Christ. I don't even know
what is your multiple at?
My multiple right now is 6.84. So I could get a little cheeky. If I add Kevin Yu,
you'd be like 6.5.
6.3. Can you fund me for that? And then we go.
I'll put how much you want, like $10 on it?
That's fine.
All right, I'll bet $10 on it.
Okay, cool. We'll do a little Kevin Yu collab, mixing with Peter Quest, and I'll just pretend that Putnam's ours. But no, that's cool. So I would say my favorite is Sam Ryder, bro. 60-61.
All right.
I really like what he's doing.
I might be down. I gotta run some numbers and see.
Those Irons
I might be down.
I mean, Brian, you just said how good has his irons been the last little while?
Yeah, they've been fucking, man.
And we know how good he can putt. So
Yeah.
I'm all over Sam Ryder this week. He might be, in a one and done situation for me. All right. So what everyone came to the show for, we got the Bulls versus the Jets, Brian. My Jets versus the Bulls. Are you a Bulls fan?
Bills.
Is that you the Bulls? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a diehard. The only fan that I really care about if they win or lose are the Islanders. I like the Bills. I like the Giants. I like to bet on the NFL. I don't spend my Sundays caring super deeply about one team. I'm not a huge fan of any NFL team. I like both of those teams. I went to college in Buffalo. My dad's a Giant fan. I don't give a fuck if they win or lose. I want to see the Jets play well tonight. Honestly, I'm not a diehard Bills fan. I think the Jets deserve it. I like Aaron Rodgers. They have a super talented team. And I think it will be super fun if they're really good this year. I would love that. I would love for the Jets to be good. So saying all that, no, I'm not a huge Bills fan. Like, my cousin knows I went to school in Buffalo and he got me this jersey. I honestly think the Bills were a little bit overrated last year and they kind of sucked. And they didn't do anything to improve over the offseason. Yeah, Josh Allen got healthy, but they didn't pick up anybody. As it pertains to the game tonight, I like the Jets. I want to believe it's a gut play. I want the Jets to be good. I want them to play well. I want Aaron Rodgers to play well. So I kind of might just bet them. So those are my thoughts on the game and my New York fandom.
I'm so nervous, bro. Like when I was chatting to you about getting on the show, you were like, I don't know why you mentioned 7:15 or 8:15.
8:15, yeah.
Yeah, 7:15 my time. And I was like, why are you so like fixed on this number? And I totally forgot that we were like actually playing on Monday. It's the first game back. I think we're going to struggle in the first little bit, man. It's going to be a tough start.
Okay.
I think the second half we're going to have to make a comeback, but I don't know. I think our defense is going to come out firing.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be completely okay on that side of the ball. I'm fading Josh Allen pretty much in most of the props. I think I'm going to roll with him. In fact, let's get into it. I'll talk about why. I think our defense has got this guy's number, bro. Under 250 yards passing is Josh Allen's ceiling in this game, essentially. Got Sauce, DJ Reed hanging back there.
DJ Reed's good, man.
DJ Reed is very underrated.
Yeah, he's underrated.
He's kind of like Mark Hubbard's Iron Game, DJ Reed. And he's just hanging out there, second CB back in the field there. And you don't have anybody else that can really torch out two solid guys, right? Maybe the tight end's going to come and do some sexy stuff, Kincaid. But tight ends, rookies typically don't do it that well, right? Like their first year. And it's the first game. Like, he's not going to come out here and just scorch us. Bet the Kincaid overs and a touchdown first. But I just don't see him doing that well. And I think that's going to be, we're going to shut him down there. And then our defensive line is just built to dominate Josh Allen. I think we're going to be chasing his ass down like crazy. And I'm going to bet the under, and I'm going to bet the under for the touchdowns. I think he throws only one tutty. If he scores more than that, it's going to be running. He's going to run it in.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does, right? So I just think he's going to be scrambling for his life today. And it's going to be kind of wet out there. Right? I don't even know what the weather is. What's the weather like out there in your side of the world? I think it's raining and stuff. So sign me up for that. And then the reason is pretty much all correlated shit. Yeah, I've got Quinnen Williams to sack him. Quinnen is a freak, bro. Have you seen what he's been up to lately? Have you been watching Hard Knocks?
Yeah, I have. He's been playing well.
Dude, he's ready. He's revving. I've got a Quinnen 75-1 to lead the NFL in sacks, but
it all starts tonight.
Yeah, it all starts tonight. This is the road to 75-1. Quinnen, pretty much an outright bet on Quinnen to lead the NFL in sacks. But I think old TJ has already got 3 sacks against Brock Purdy. TJ Watt, 3 sacks already, bro. So that's brutal. But I'm not entirely sure what's cooking there. But So those are my bets for the other games. And I've got two other props for some Jets players. I've got Dalvin Cook. I think Breece Hall's going to play, but not a lot. I don't think they're going to play.
You like Dalvin?
I like Dalvin today. I don't know if I like Dalvin for the season. I think Breece is definitely going to take the reins as he gets healthy. But I think the way Robert's been chatting about Breece's health, he's not going to run the guy out there for 20 carries tonight.
Yeah.
Now he can bust a run at any moment, but which is fine. That's what we got him for, is home run speed. And I think in a straight line, he's going to be fantastic. But I think they're kind of scared of him. They want to protect him a little bit, not going to run him out too much. I think we pretty much, Aaron took a pay cut just so that Dalvin could come here and be the first half of the season workhorse. Yeah. Run the guy into the ground. He's going to get injured inevitably anyway. So why the hell not? Let's get his ass out there. Pretty much act like Breece Hall until Breece is back, and then let Breece do his thing for the rest of the season. And then my final bet is going to be Garrett Wilson over 5.5 receptions at -120. Garrett had 3 receptions, 3 targets, or 4 targets, I think, in the preseason game in 2 drives. And I don't see him throwing the ball tons down the field. I think he's going to be throwing these like dink and dunks. So I think he's just going to get such free, cheap targets that Zach Wilson couldn't do last year. And having Rodgers as QB is going to be, everyone's like, if Rodgers doesn't play well, the Jets aren't going to blah, blah, blah. No. We've got a goddamn Lamborghini as the New York Jets. Our roster is so solid. You know, O-line, a little sketchy, but we had such a good team last year that Zach Wilson just driving down a straight road or just crashing that shit into the side like of the barriers repeatedly, over and over and over again. Mike White, Joe Flacco. Now we've got a Hall of Famer. You just have to just steer this Lambo down the road safely. Like, don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to win the game for us. Just go do your thing. Don't crash the Lambo, and off we go. I think the rest of the team's good enough to just have Rodgers have an average season, and we're going to be just fine. You know, our defense is going to take us all the way to the promised land. And that's my take. It's my take on tonight's game in the season.
Are these like $10 each?
Yeah. Like
just some small wagers.
Just little. I think I bet
any first
$12 on that one, so you get
any
$10 back.
Any first touchdown scores?
I might do a sprinkle on the Jets special teams or defense.
No, it won't be. There was last night. It won't be again.
It's in the same exact stadium.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I like Garrett Wilson first tutty.
First tutty.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a couple bucks on that. I'm high. Aaron Rodgers better fucking show up.
He better. And he will. He's not going to not show up, but how much does he show up is the question. That's I think, and whatever he does do is going to be, people just need to remember, this is going to be 1,000,000 times better than what we had last year. We've got to remember, we had Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, Mike White. Aaron Rodgers is going to be 10 times better than any of those guys tonight, and I'm excited, bro. But I am a little reserved because Rodgers has historically started slow, right? Or is that a Packers thing or is that a Rodgers thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that Meadowlands is going to be popping tonight.
Yes, it is. I think what Degenerate is out there. He's a
good guy. Yeah, he's there.
He's out there. So it's going to be fun. I saw Ian leaving the Giants game in the second quarter yesterday. Yeah. That was tough to see. I've been there.
I've never been to an NFL game.
You've never been to an NFL game?
No, I've never been. Well, they're kind of shitty, though.
Dude, it is weird being there because you don't know what's going on half the time as well, especially if you didn't pay for nice tickets, like you're sitting all the way up there.
Yeah.
But
you don't get to see like 3 replays of every single thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. And it's so fucking expensive, dude. Like, you know, you go to the bar and you buy yourself 2 beers and the next thing you're out. But I mean, you've been to many baseball games there, right?
Yeah, no, I've just never gone to a football game. I've never gone to an NFL game. Like, it's just never been something I've done.
Why?
I don't know. My dad's not like, my dad's a diehard Giant fan, but he's never like, yeah, let's go to the Meadowlands.
Yeah. Also, the Meadowlands is not the best.
Yeah, so that's
enticing stadium to go to.
So, yeah, no, that's just something I haven't done. But maybe if Rodgers has a good year, I'll pull up.
Damn straight, bro. Beans, awesome. Yeah, and you know it's going to be fun. We'll have some really, really nice games for the Jets at the end of the season, so you can watch them for a bit and then watch them dominate. You know, week 8 and on. BK, My man,
Pleasure.
I'm sorry it felt like a little rushed, whatnot, but
Did not feel rushed. No.
we have got the Jets and Bills to watch tonight. We've got Peter Quest. We're going to be on the quest, the mission, Silicon Valley Earl Bachman Cup quest with Peter.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be just fine for us. He's going to be our ride or die baby, and it's going to be a good one. So thanks for joining. Shout the people out. Did you do the odd checker? Are you chilling
I'm
in this
not. I don't
off-season?
think I'm doing it during in the off season.
Okay, cool stuff. Yeah, I mean it's the clicks and views and shit in off season it's bananas.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But us grinders, we're going to do our thing. So awesome stuff. Thanks for jumping on with me. We will catch y'all tomorrow. I'll be doing my own little show, catching everybody's ownership and all that jazz, and showing you the model. And we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.